It don't stop now.
Don't stop now. You know what? He started off strong. We were gonna go there, but you went ahead and went there. What's up, man? We're live.
Chilling.
We're live. We just took a shot. We're live. It took us 2 hours to set this shit up. Don't stop now. We gonna start it off like here. Hold on. Let's do a couple of things before we go there.
All right, what's going down?
What's up, man?
Just chilling,
dude.
man,
Like,
we
got a lot to talk about, man.
It's been a long time.
Fucking what? We met high school?
2002, 2001.
See, you were ahead. You and D were in the same class. You were already class 04 for you, right?
You went there in 2000.
Y'all went there so y'all were the first graduating class, like to go from freshman to senior year. The first. What was that like?
I guess it was cool in a sense.
Like, did you want to go to West Side in the first place?
Nah, I didn't hear about West Side until what was our principal's name?
Van Beck.
Okay, so Van Beck went to Welch Middle School one day and they called all the 8th graders to
recruiting.
Bro, so he came down and he was like, "Yo, we finna have this new school that's opening up. It's on the other side of town. We got a magnet program, da 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 da." And I went to Welch, and everything at Welch was like super grimy, like the gym, everything. Like it felt like when you hooped on the court, it was like sand.
You get stuck. Oh, sand, right?
Yeah,
it's slippery. You had to keep wiping your soles off. Yeah.
I was just used to I was just used to like being like, oh, okay, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? But then when he came, he's like, it's a brand new school. We're gonna have brand new everything. I was like, oh shit, bro, I'm finna try to go there.
Did you hear about it though before that time? Where did you think you were going to high school?
I wanted to go to Lamar.
Okay.
I really wanted to go to Lamar.
Really, right?
Bad.
But why though?
Because my best friend DJ and another friend of mine, Brian Arakpo,
they were already there.
They went to Lamar. Yeah.
Before you, right?
No. We went all at the same time. We were all in the same class.
Brian's our age?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's about our age.
Okay.
So what ended up happening is my mom got the letter from Lamar and never told me I didn't get accepted. So I'm like just sitting there chilling thinking I'm finna just go to Westbury. And I ain't mind Westbury because, I knew everybody that was going from my neighborhood.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, I really want to do something else.
But before we move on, like your mom, y'all got a letter, you didn't get accepted into Lamar. Basically,
yeah.
But when did she tell you this though? Actually tell you that I just didn't tell you?
Until I got my West Side. My West Side agreement thing in the mail, and it was like, we accept you into the magnet program, you can come. And then I ran inside and I was like, yo, I finna go to this new school. They got new books, new gym, new everything.
Everything's new.
Everything's new. And she was like, great, because you didn't get into Lamar. I was like, what you mean?
Man, that's dirty, man. She's like, hey, you know what? There's got the new school. Okay, great. Here, you didn't get in Lamar.
Because I think she didn't want to like bust my bubble. Like,
well, of course.
So, and then it was, I stayed on Fondren and West Airport. So like,
I remember the place where I came to. Back
when
right?
I first met you. So the bus drive from Fondren and West Airport to Highway 6 in Westheimer was like an hour and 30-minute bus drive.
Yeah.
So I used to wake up like at 5, 6 in the morning, get ready for school, and then either jump on the school bus to get all the magnet kids like at the end of the neighborhood, or I would hop in with my homie Obi in his car, and we would drive from basically all the way from Fondren West Airport past Sharpstown Mall, up past the Beltway and Oceans, all the way across the Beltway until we hit like Briar Forest, hook that left past Paul Revere and go all the way down Briar Forest till you hit Highway 6.
So you knew about Revere?
No,
you drove by.
No, I drove by, but I knew of the school, but I didn't.
No, you didn't know it. You just knew it when you drove by.
Exactly.
That's where I was.
So exactly.
A year before we met.
I seen it every day. You know what I'm saying? And then I ended up moving to that side 2 years later.
I remember.
In 2002 because
it
was just such a headache, dog, of just trying to get to that side for so long. Every day.
So your mom was like, fuck it, we'll just move over
there? We'll just move over to that side. My sister wasn't there. She went to the Coast Guard. So it was really me and my mom just chilling.
Nah, Brandy was at the what was it called? LaFontaine apartment complex. Remember, it was 2 apartments.
I don't know
and
how
one
long.
right behind Revere.
Yeah,
there was two apartments.
Yeah.
Belmont
Fontaine. Yeah, I don't know how long she was.
I remember her. She had that middle room. Y'all had that
Oh, she
long
did have
ass
a middle room.
hallway.
She did have a middle room.
She had that little bit middle room to the left.
I don't remember what
next to the
year.
restroom.
I don't remember what year she left or when she dipped.
Yeah,
but I know like in 2002, I definitely stayed there. We moved to that side just so I can go to school.
I remember
easier just to go.
We was hype about that. We're like, damn, GT moved up close. Like,
bro, I was
hype.
crunk. You know what I mean? Just because it was different for me. You know what I'm saying? Being from that side, because the furthest I had ever went growing up was like Sharpstown Mall. You know what I mean?
And that was like a trip back then.
Yeah,
before cars, before anything.
I mean, you didn't have I had no cell phone or nothing. Yeah. So I basically would take the Metro bus, the 163 off of Fontaine West Airport, all the way to Sharpstown Mall.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know Fondren ended at Westheimer. Like when you get all the way down Fondren and you come to Westheimer, the road ends. It's blocked.
Literally, they're like, we don't want y'all
dead
hood
end.
Niggas coming over
so
here.
So it's like Fondren goes straight, and then you get to Westheimer, and it's like done. So that's like when I went to school at West. That's when I found out that Westheimer ended Fondren, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
But look, getting older though, like, do you see why that's there?
I mean,
does it make sense?
It was a whole.
We're like, okay, this is. We'll let y'all see a little bit.
It was the furthest I had
y'all
ever
can't
went.
come drive through here.
For me being that old, it's crazy because nowadays when you kids, though, you go a lot further in just your area. Like I never really left my neighborhood or my area until I was like in high school. Like basically because of high school, I was able to leave my area and
it was just different. It was different.
Yeah, go, you know.
But it's like now you drive, we drive out the state. We drive,
for sure.
We flying, taking flights. Like, but before you ain't got no money. You got a
car,
bike maybe.
Man, we a kid, bro.
You a bike, you just going up. I remember driving over to D's house. Like he was like a couple miles away. That was a
mission.
That was a thing.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
So it's crazy back like when you're a kid. It's like
you never
anything
know.
outside the neighborhood is like
foreign.
We went somewhere today,
bro. Real talk.
That was a thing.
Yeah, so when I went to high school, I was like, damn, bro, I didn't know this shit even existed out here. This shit tight.
Bro, I felt like we was like in one of them like movie, like teeny bop movies almost, because it was like we had such a melting pot of cultures there.
I'll tell you like this.
Crazy.
Westside changed my life. That school made me who I am today.
I think all of us, I think anybody that went there could tell you that.
Because of the fact that I wouldn't have found YA. I wouldn't have found y'all and Miss Roberts. I wouldn't have been able to break into learning about more about
like
MCing.
Nurturing your art, nurturing it, like pumping you up. Like
I knew I liked hip hop and rap, but like I never.
You were already rapping,
but I didn't know I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? I was just more like it was like intrigued.
You had a knack for it though.
It was like one of those things. You're like, okay, it's like playing basketball, football. You're like, okay, yeah, everybody does it. It's cool. Like I like jamming. I like playing, horse every now and then, but. It wasn't one of those things where I was like, man, I'm finna really do this. But
hold on. Before you move on, though, it's different, though, because, you can pick up a ball and shoot, but, like, it's – you got homies, like, freestyling in the whip or freestyling. Yeah. But they were not everybody's just cold with the bars like that.
For sure.
You were exceptionally well at with your rhymes and your tone and how you sounded. Like, you knew your tone.
I had
how to spit with the type of voice you have.
I used to walk home from the bus after we got out of school.
When
we were going when early.
You had to be doing this before high school because you were too good by the time high school came to have just started.
So let's say I want to say I won my first battle in 2002. You, and we had all went to that
school to go to that
to go to this car show. So from the year 2000 to the year 2002, when I was still staying on Fontaine West Airport, I'd always hop off the school bus and I would just rap to myself walking home. And I didn't tell nobody I rapped because I wasn't good. I didn't really know what was going on. I would just...
You having your own moment.
Trying to figuring
your shit out.
Exactly. Yeah. So it wasn't until 2 years later that we just so happened to go to this car show. And then y'all were like in a B-boy contest. And then the dude, they were like, yo, we finna do
I forgot. I thought we were talking about.
No, we're talking about import export.
Import export. That's crazy.
That was my first battle ever in life. That was the first one I ever did.
And you was on stage.
Yeah.
I remember. Dude, I don't know why I forgot.
But y'all the ones that convinced me to do it. I wasn't gonna do it because I was just like, man, it ain't something I really take serious. I don't want to get embarrassed.
The Stereo Live one. What was that?
That was way later. All that was later.
Was it for Diddy's Bad Boy?
That's later. Yeah, all that was later, because I remember the first battle I went to, and
that was it.
I had never rapped in front of people before, and y'all was like, "Bro, you gotta do it," and I was like,
I know how I was. Dude, I know how I was back in the day. I was like, motherfucker, you better fucking
bro,
do that
like,
shit.
and
Stop playing
But
around.
it put the battery in my back to make me do it. You know what I mean? And then when I won, that kind of,
you're like, oh, this could
What?
kind of be a thing.
yeah, you know what I'm
you're
saying?
like-
Because you don't really expect it, and then when you kind of win, you're like, damn, that was pretty tight. You know what I'm saying?
and you didn't just kind of win. Like, you're like, wait, my bars are exceptionally well than
they was
normal
whack.
cats.
They
were
was
real whack. No, they like that. I think that car show, like, they were in for a treat. Like, they had no idea.
I mean, it was a
like-
car show, so you know they were there for the cars, and then I guess just the open mic thing was
so that
just
just
extra.
happened to be a thing. But you like this guy coming there like this kid, not this guy, this kid at the time. How old were we?
We were like 15, 16,
Dog, that's like crazy.
mashing on grown men.
Dude,
Pause.
you just gave me you just gave me like I don't know why I forgot some of that, but I just got a whole bunch of visuals back. You said import export. I'm like, damn, was Tommy with us?
Everybody.
I feel like
There was
everybody
there was a
was
lot
with
of people
us.
there. I remember. Yeah, there was a bunch of us. I don't know if like Kirk and all them were, but we went up there pretty deep. And I
Was
know
Patrick with us too?
probably we was really all
No.
like
Here's
there
the
together.
you know I'm remembering it because remember we called ourselves was it the Rugrats?
I think so.
B-boys and
Uh-huh.
shit. So I know for sure. I think Nate was there. Did Nate's mom drive us there? Or
Maybe
my mom?
I don't know.
It had to be one of our moms. It was
Somebody
Nate,
mama got us
Nate,
there.
Patrick, pretty sure Daryl.
Yeah,
I know Tommy. We're missing somebody though.
it was a bunch of us
We
there.
missed-
But I know like that was the first time I had actually rapped in front of people, and like that solidified to me like, yo, you could probably do something with this.
Yeah.
If you really figure it out.
That was your first time getting some proof. Like, okay,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
proved some things
And
to
if-
myself.
And then from that, we started going to YA. You know what I mean? And then YA became with Joe B.
That was like a.
Bro, YA, like, that's what I'm saying. Westside introduced me into so much that, like, when I learned about the YA
Yeah,
and I was able to go there every Thursday,
yeah.
I didn't rap the first maybe month or 2 months of Thursdays that I went because I was nervous because Joe B would always open the mic and be like, yo, I'm finna
Somebody
rap.
get on.
And I never would jump on. I'd just walk. I'd be like, oh, and just, you know, I wouldn't say nothing.
But you wanted to so
Always,
badly, right?
always. And then I don't know, one day I just decided to get up and do it. And then everybody kind of
I
like,
remember. Bro,
everybody kind of
that was
crowded
it.
around a little
Bro,
bit.
That was it from there.
And then, you know, that became a spot for me to just practice and
You were
develop.
comfortable, bro. Everybody, like, even like, you know, like B-boys that I grew up watching, I'm like, dang, to be that good one day, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
These dudes were sitting there looking at you like, yo. I'm like, damn, GT's really,
It was really fun,
killing it.
bro.
Because you got dudes that are like kind of pros in their own art,
Definitely.
and they're looking at you like, oh. And I'm like, oh, man, this boy, he
And
got
it was really like a training exercise. Like, I didn't really.
It all was.
Yeah, you don't know what you
all those
like,
moments.
You're just trying to figure out what you want to do, how you want to make sure that it's coming out tight. You're practicing.
Yeah.
You're just like, you're running through the motion. You're filling out different beats.
Fucking wild.
So it's just trying to figure it out, you know what I mean? But all that helped develop into just growing as a person and as an artist and being more confident in what I was doing.
Yeah.
Without me even knowing it, you know what I'm saying? Because I just
Until
wanted-
now, when you're older and, you know,
for sure,
you
for
didn't
sure.
look back on it, you're like, man, all them shits that was all vital training.
Yeah, and then I remember people, like, after a while, they used to come to the YA and want to battle me. And then I'd have to, like, sit there and, like, rap against some dudes, like,
Yeah.
some random, like, skateboarder dude would be like, oh, I'll rap too. What's up? You want to battle? And I'd be like, oh, come on. And then I'd shut them down.
Just obliterate. Because
And
they
then-
didn't know.
and then-
Cats didn't know back then, dude. I
It was
always
different.
knew. You know how awesome it was for me to just be like, man, this dude has no idea what's going to happen.
None.
Do you remember Corey from Westside?
Corey from
Black
Westside.
dude. He was older than us. He was like class of 2002 or 2003.
I'm not sure, maybe.
No, because look, this dude could I think he could play the piano. He would rap. He could sing. It was a black dude. He looked like he would wear some fake Versace glasses or.
I don't remember
You don't
to this
remember,
day.
dude? Because he was he was pretty cool. He was talented.
Yeah.
And musically, he was just a talented dude. And I remember I got cool with him because I was going to like teen clubs like Storm. Did you ever go to Storm? I could have swore I made you go there once to battle.
don't know,
I'm pretty
maybe.
sure I was like somewhat of a mini manager back in the
Maybe.
day. Like, no, you gonna come the
Yeah,
fuck over
yeah,
here,
yeah.
and I need you. I'm like, trust me on this shit. So it was like a teen club, and I think I was like, long story short, I started like that's how I started like really getting into like dancing. They had this shit called like the Platinum Boys. So whack, so whack.
Boys.
Looking back on it, it's so fucking whack. But like, the girls loved it. Everybody would stop and watch us. Like I'm this freshman hanging out with like seniors.
The Platinum.
It was a
Boys.
big. You're a freshman. You got like older dudes like accepting you.
Yeah,
Like damn.
exactly,
You like I'm the
there.
fucking man. I'm the fucking man. And these boys are looking at me like, damn, that boy Chris, he can flip. He can flip. He can do. Man, that motherfucker tight. And I'm like, I feel like I'm the man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember like he would hear about you or something like he's like, who's this? You're an underclassman. He's like, who is this nigga? They keep telling me you the man or some shit like that. I'm like, hey, I'll set the shit up. And I'm tight. I'm tight with Corey already, but he don't know like you're like my brother, right? And I'm like, at that, like now I'm like, this y'all don't want it with him. I know it, and I was a troll. I was a troll. I am a troll. So I was just kind of I was like, I can't wait to make this happen because I know this dude thinks he's like the shit.
So what happened? Cause I'm like,
you don't remember the shit?
No,
dude. I think y'all freestyled in the commons, like in like where that main attendance office was.
Yes, in the lunchroom.
And then there's the commons right there, the lunchroom. Y'all like freestyle like either right there. It was in the morning or. It was either there and it was on the court. Or that
I think it was outside.
Courtyard. It was outside in that courtyard, like through those doors.
And somebody was beating like on a trash can or something.
Some shit. Something happened. Somebody put something on.
Vaguely.
We only had ringtones back then. We didn't have the motherfucking. You couldn't just pull up the Apple Music. That shit didn't even exist.
Wasn't no Apple Music.
No.
Beating on your chest.
No Bluetooth speaker. None of that shit. We used to do it with a pencil or a pen, whatever.
Yeah.
And just make beats on the
So
fucking
we just
trash can.
freestyled against
Dude,
each other.
y'all. And he was pretty cold, but at the time I didn't know that like he had some shit that I think maybe he stole or you know how niggas would battle rap, but they were like planned battle raps?
Yeah.
And I think he did that because I was like, damn, he's going hard. But I think you knew you're like, you've been doing it already. You already knew. You're like, oh, this nigga's like, you didn't just come up with that.
Yeah, you could catch on easily.
And even though you knew that, I think even your freestyle still beat him. And you were truly freestyling, I think.
What grade was this?
He's an upperclassman, so it had to be your sophomore year. Yeah, exactly. It had to be your 10th grade because I think he graduated that year.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, I just remember that shit. And that also was something that was like, yo, who's this? Like, it's almost like you were on a show. Like, in high school, like, if a lot of people didn't know who you were right there, like, right after that battle, a word was spreading about you.
It was crazy because
sure.
In our yearbook, in my sophomore year, the only picture of me in the yearbook, because I didn't take a yearbook picture.
Ever?
With my senior picture?
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't do it.
We was ready to get the fuck up out of there.
Man, I don't even really think I took any pictures for picture day. But I remember, like, in our yearbook, I had a picture when I went to the Apollo Theater, and it was my sophomore year. So I did battle in 2002. That's when I went to the Apollo and did, like, a battle in New York and came back. Because I remember
that shit.
Who
went with you?
My sister went with me.
Exactly. Damn, I forgot all about that.
I had missed the first day of school because in New York they had a blackout. And then we weren't able to fly back.
Yeah.
So I came back like the second day of school, right off of like doing this battle, it was like the biggest thing I ever did.
Was it that foot action shit?
Yeah. Foot action in Adidas.
Dude, all this shit is coming back to me, man.
Yeah. So
what did they give you?
So when I went,
I remember you came back with some merch.
Bro,
or some
they gave me
shit,
like,
some things.
Yeah, Adidas hooked me up with a whole package, a bunch of shoes, clothes, duffel bags full of stuff. It was just a real tight experience. But I remember.
But go ahead.
It was in 2002.
I'm just trying to reminisce while doing this.
No, you were right.
Because
so
I fucking remember.
I know
it's
it was
back.
2002 because that was the only thing that made it to the yearbook, and I was like, oh, cool, I'm in the yearbook.
Was there any and one shit too?
No, it was foot action. It was foot action in Adidas, and it might have been and one, but I don't think so. I want to just say foot action Adidas.
All the while you're in high school. You're not even out of high school.
Nah.
How fucking crazy.
And then I started skipping school and going to battles, and then just doing that. And
the rest is history.
Yeah, battles just became my thing. At least from like 2002 to 2006.
I'm trying to think. The Stereo Live, was it Stereo Live at the time?
No,
that's
it
been
might
like
have been
3-4
T-Town. It might have been like some other stuff. Like they didn't change it so many times. What was it called before?
That's
T-Town?
where you met Rob.
T-Town. What was it called before that?
No, it was T-Town. Like the first. It was a teen club. You know how I know? Because we went there.
Studio.
We used to go to that
Live.
bitch. It was.
Studio Lives,
Barrio.
It was Stereo. It was Stereo Live. It wasn't Barrio yet for sure.
But
It was one
all
of them shits.
names,
You know
all
what it
them
is,
names.
Richmond.
Yeah, all them names.
The only place that hasn't turned into a strip club yet.
I don't even know how that place still there. No cap, my bad.
Hey,
y'all.
I think we know. We don't have to talk about it though. We know how all that shit.
Yeah.
You met Rob there.
Man, actually,
That was that difference. That was when it started getting like I'm saying we, cause see, I was on that journey.
Nah.
I keep saying we and shit because
my bad.
Yeah.
Me and Obi had skipped school to go to Gallery Furniture, and they had a battle at Gallery Furniture.
Yeah.
And it was literally like 7 in the morning, bro. 97.9 out there, Rob's out there, a bunch of just rappers, MCs. And I want to say at least like 200 people pulled up to go do this battle. And literally, like, they just made you stand in a line, and you either battled the person that was in front of you or behind you, just whoever the next two was. So you don't know if you battling this
That's
dude
kind of crazy.
or
That's
this dude.
crazy.
And you're just standing in line.
And that's how they weeding people out
And just
to
for-
knock them numbers down.
Boom.
All
So
right.
you just got to go through it. So boom, I go through one round, win the first round. And that sets it down to maybe like 100 people.
Yep.
Then you do another round. And that sets it to like 50. And then,
Yep.
25. Then the best 15. Then 8. Then 1. So you got to like battle like 4 or 5 people just to get to the top 5.
Yeah.
So I had made it to like the top 5. And I might have got like 3rd or something like that. But that's when I met Rob. And Rob was at the time the only other Latin MC that I connected with on like some hip hop shit. You know
Because
what
it
I'm
wasn't
saying?
going down like that, right?
Yeah, he was just
Latin
rhyming.
rappers and,
He was
like-
rhyming different than a lot of people that I had knew at the time. And, he felt like, just like a big brother to me.
Like actually like a lyricist.
Yeah, and so we just, met from there, chopped it
Yeah.
up about business, and,
Yeah.
the rest was history after that,
I thought it was at the, because I remember Dolomite.
That might have been
What
like
was
the
his name?
second time. Yeah, Dolomite. Yeah.
And then 2 for Feezy.
2 for Feezy.
V-Zilla.
So
Weren't they? I thought they were at that thing. I'm confused.
the only
'cause I thought that's where y'all met
the
them
only
cats.
person I met first was Rob, and then I met the whole team afterwards. I didn't meet like the rest of the crew and them until later. Not like months later. I want to say like right after. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, man. I swear I thought you met Rob.
Because Rob and a few other rappers, they had already won to be like.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, they had already won their spot to be like on this thing. So
Yeah.
it was basically like just them there chilling. So I know I met him first for sure. And then everything came after that.
Okay, so that Stereo Live thing.
Uh-huh.
How did that end? I can't remember. You went against this guy named Aztec, correct?
No, I've never battled Tech.
What? I thought that.
No. Tech battled Rob at 97.9. Yeah, they had like a car show. Like
But you won the Stereo Live thing.
No,
right?
no. I didn't end up winning Stereo Live.
What the fuck happened? Who was that? Who did you go against? I can't
Somebody
remember.
else won. Maybe like Blaze Burner or somebody else won, man.
So you got second.
Yeah.
You went to the final battle.
Something like that. And I think Tech or Blaze Burner, somebody won.
But I remember something kind of fishy about that whole shit.
I don't know what it was, but I remember going to the car show, and then they battled on stage, and then Rob walked right off stage, and that's when he came up to me and was like, yo, man, I like what you're doing. And I'm just a kid, bro. I'm like a sophomore. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm a grown ass man come up to you like, hey, man, your shit is like on some serious shit.
Yeah, and literally he was like about to get a deal with Universal and all this stuff. So he was like, yo, come rock with us. You know what I'm saying? I like your style, what you got to bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Let's work.
Yeah.
And so boom, that kind of like led me and transitioned me into making music.
And okay, so did that what's it called? So you met him. Was that when y'all went straight to the studio over there up in off of what was it?
59.
Is that
we had
Fondren?
like 59.
Is that 59 Fondren?
We had a studio for 59 in Harwin.
Harwin. Okay, so is that
That's where we
from
set up
there
shop first.
what would happen? Were they rapping out of Rob's crib at some point?
I remember, we were rapped in Rob's garage. Probably, I don't even know how long we was rapping in garage. That's so vague. Like I could barely remember that. But I
Yeah.
know we moved into a studio.
It wasn't that long after. It was very quick.
We moved into this like boo-boo
SWAT,
ass, man,
SWAT.
the SWAT studio. But it was like off of Fondren, and I mean it was off of 59 in Harwin, and it was like, to us it was the tightest shit ever.
Hell yeah, it was.
But looking back, like we was on some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? We were just doing dumbass shit there.
Is it really dumb or was it really just going through like, okay, think of it like this. How are you who you are right now if you didn't do that?
Trial and error. I mean,
Exactly. Trial and error.
Yeah. If you didn't, I mean, going through it, I would say this. If you're first coming up, like, don't get so excited about little shit. You know what I mean? But when you don't know.
Anybody watching that's because I can definitely attest to that. I can agree with that because that's 100%.
That'll
right.
cloud your judgment and make you think you're doing a bunch of shit when you're not really doing nothing.
You may take a break. Yeah.
And the iron was hot then to really capitalize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's how Rob a lot. And then and at the same time, we both were going through a situation for the first time. He had his first record deal. He put out his first big single.
So he got who got the studio? Did
Rob.
Charles get it or did Rob
that was Rob's
place?
studio. So
Okay,
Rob ran the studio, you know.
And he got the deal right before he got that
I
want
to say either before, during, it could have been like around the same time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
this point, we're like 2021?
No, hell no.
Not even that old?
Not 2021. No,
like 20 years old or 21 years old.
I am like right out of high school. I want to say this is 2005, 2006.
So about you're 19, 20.
Yeah, okay. Around there.
All right.
And
it's just crazy to think about the shit we were doing already. I know like kids these days because of social media, like everybody's getting like back in that time, the shit we were doing already at that age, that's already like you're way ahead of your time. You got motherfuckers. Your peers are going to school
for sure,
or they're not even. Some motherfuckers are just getting their first job and shit. And you know what I'm saying? You're already doing shit.
I had got out as soon as I graduated, though. Like from 2004 to 2006, I literally went to like 30 battles.
But that's back then. You were already getting flown out to New York and doing shit, and that was before high school even ended. So like. That's crazy, dude.
We were going to like San Antonio. We were going to B-Boy Cities. We were doing like Who Got the Juice.
That's crazy.
I was going to all these B-Boy competitions where they would have rap battles. And I was just trying to air boys out. And, you know, I would get my little $500 checks, and, you know, that would help me buy, at the time, you know, either my school clothes or like
I remember,
whatever
bro.
I needed. So after we got, you know, the battle thing happened and we moved into the SWAT studio, it became more about music. And I was like, okay, I want to transition into making music and then making that be something.
It's okay. We got to go back just a bit to who's the guy that first recorded you, engineer? What was his name?
Joe B.
No.
Who?
Oh, maybe it was him. No, we were making, mixtapes kind of when we were in high school.
Man.
What was his name? The black dude. He lived over there on the south side too. Didn't he had some kind of issue? Something happened to him. He got sick. He had like a seizure.
Man,
what's his name,
bro? Oh man, I don't even.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
He's from
we gotta remember
his
name.
He's from Herm Clark.
His name.
He's from Herm Clark.
It's like is it a one-word name?
Beats me.
That's crazy. You can't remember him.
Nah,
I figured
don't.
At least remember. I can't remember his name, man.
I know he's from Herm Clark, man.
Do you remember what those tapes were called? What you called them back in the day? You don't even remember that?
I don't. All that music has disappeared. Like that was so long
because
ago.
we wanted it to.
No.
No. But see, look, to me, I'm biased. See, I'm not biased. I saw like how good you were. Even like let's say the raps weren't where your raps are now, and like you didn't know what you were doing, then you was just rapping. You still were pretty smart at composing and writing and making stuff that people liked.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of music that I probably made like years ago when I first started that I never can recover and never get back.
Well, sure,
just because like I don't know what happened to this person or where they went or what they did. Like when I had first did that 52 pickup video on YouTube, the guy who told me about 52 pickup, I didn't even know this dude. He was just some random dude that was like, "Yo, man."
What do you mean told you?
He was like, "Hey, man, there's this thing called YouTube." And
yeah.
And he was like, "Yo, bro, if you put your video up on the channel, people will get to see you rapping on video."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, well, what do I got to do?" He was like, "Man, just I'm gonna record you inside of a closet that looks like a studio. It wasn't even really a booth. It was like a mic with just like some foam around it, with nothing else, no equipment, nowhere."
Yeah. And
we played the beat. He recorded it and put it online. And made my channel for me, which is still to this day, youtube.com/GT Garza TV.
Yeah.
And for like 2 or 3 years, I had never seen this dude again.
Crazy.
Never heard of him, never nothing. And one time I seen him, and he's like, "Yo, your video's doing a lot of numbers
And
online.
you didn't even know this.
No.
Because you wasn't on YouTube like that.
I didn't know what it was. You know, it was so
crazy.
new, bro. New YouTube had just came out. I want to say like, man, I don't even know what year, bro. 4, 5, 6, something like that. 04 something. I don't know what year. It wasn't.
It was sometime. It was real fresh.
Real new.
Because we was watching crazy ass videos and shit, funny shit on that.
So it was real
all the time.
It was real new to me.
Yep.
And when I seen him again, he was like, "Yo, bro, you know your video's doing great." And I was like, "Bro, you got my password and my username?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Man, give me that shit." Got
This
it.
dude created a YouTube for you.
Yes, he did it. You know what I mean? And so I got my password and my name, and then I was like, you know what? I don't know what to do with this right now, but I know I can use this somehow.
You didn't even know how how big a deal that was at the time.
Nah, bro. We talking
Like
about
I got numbers like that. Like you're looking at, I think like it's a free website. People just look at my shit. Like what do I really get out of this? Who's on YouTube anyway?
It was really new.
Not
dog.
even knowing what the fuck it was gonna turn into.
Yeah, for sure. Like it was,
or any of this shit. Like
it was
anything
so,
that's popping now. Like
I think it was
so
so
small
new,
back
like
then.
other there were like other apps, like maybe MySpace was still popping or something. Like
it definitely was popping. Right
other
out of high
things that
school.
were like taking over still that made YouTube just it wasn't lit yet.
No one's just it wasn't there yet.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah,
Crazy dude.
Yeah, I had found that shit out late.
But what's it called? So we started. Okay, so I remember when you first started recording the tapes in high school.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna bug me this whole time if I don't figure out his name. It's gonna come to me at some point. Did it start with a J or a F? I keep wanting to say like Future something, but it's not that.
Man, his name
J something.
It could be anything right now. I don't have no idea. But
It's coming. It's
I'm gonna just say this.
It's in my brain. It's hold on. Damn it, bro.
I want to shout out to that guy because I'm not gonna lie. Like I do remember him, and I do remember recording in his spot a lot. And him helping us out with a lot of our first records, trying to develop.
Yep.
And I remember going to Joe B's with Rebel Crew, and he would record me because I met him at YA, and you know he helped, just be one of the first people I had record. I remember like leaving his studio and telling my mom and my sister how happy it was just to record my first song, and that song was probably garbage.
Yeah.
But I was just crunk to finally make that transition of like, man, I want to do some music, and this could be cool for me.
Yeah.
And it was something I really enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hell yeah.
We all can.
You woke up wanting to do it.
Always.
Like you're like, whoa, what else can I do now?
Bro, y'all
what can I
see
do
me
now? What can I do now?
15 years later, bro, y'all see me still
doing it.
Yeah, just because some things just, call to you and become a passion and something that you really just want to do. You know what I mean?
Okay, so going into that, I want to know, because we haven't talked about it. So from just the beginning to where you are now, like from what I've seen, the transition to kid just trying to get in the game, kid gets in the game, becomes an artist, don't know shit about shit because you just want to make music, and now you're the seasoned artist. You've been rapping for
a minute, yeah.
Yeah. But you're not just rapping. You're a CEO now.
For sure.
You wear a lot of hats now with that fall into the. You're a manager as well.
No, I don't manage.
You have a label. You're CEO of your label,
and we
have artists under your label.
So basically, like all that, we have people in position that help us. If an artist come to us and we don't sign them, we consult or help them like with their marketing plans. You know.
Oh, so I want to know, like, what's the first thing you did, like, to be like, all right, I gotta see these numbers. I gotta take hold of, like, this. Situation. Like, I want to say, fuck a label. I'm gonna make my own fucking label. Like, what was the first thing you did, paperwork wise? Like, I'm fucking doing this.
Really wasn't no paperwork. It was more just saying it and making it up because I didn't even know how to get any paperwork done. Yeah. Like I didn't know to go down to the courthouse or go to get it
at that time.
Or a notary.
You just print a document now.
You don't know about that stuff. I don't know how to pay taxes. Like I'm young trying to just rap.
Sure.
So really, it's more I'm just saying I have a label instead of really having it.
Yeah.
And I want to say from like 2008 to about 2009, 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was really just out there dropping mixtapes, figuring out who I was as an artist. You know, I had no idea what the business was, who to contact about getting my songs on the radio. Like I was just really freestyling. And then I made the company The Machine.
Yep.
And we ended up turning it into La Máquina.
Yep.
And that's when things really started to change for us. And we started to grow. We started to get our own studio.
Yeah.
And then we just learned a bunch of things through trial and error. You know what I'm saying? Learned how to spend money, what not to spend money on.
So you started an LLC for the label.
Definitely. Had everything going legit. And it, at times when you be like, man, I've been rapping for so long. It's like you rap for so long,
sure,
but you don't know the music business side.
Two completely different fucking
things.
Not to be confused with one or the other. Yeah.
So rapping for a long time is cool, but once you're trying to get into the music business, you're not even like a day in. You know what I mean? So that takes another 5 to 10 years to just learn or try to like develop into how you can build relationships and network. So both of them come hand in hand. Like I had to learn how to develop my brand and my label, and also learn how to meet new people and build relationships to further what I wanted to do.
And all that's was in a time where the knowledge is not as easy to
Nobody's
grab
giving
like
that
now.
to you. Nah.
But like when you started doing it, I feel it was different from like nowadays. There's more people are understanding. Kids are understanding like I'm a brand. They're making like gamers are making their own merch. Everybody's making their own merch.
I got a homeboy right now that you know named Track Sounds.
Yeah.
And on his Instagram right now, all he does is go online and tell people, this is how you get your music published. This is how you get your royalties. This is how you get your songs placed. This is how you get your mechanicals.
Then created a business. You can create a business out of anything.
Back then, there was nobody around me to tell me those things. There was nobody to say, hey, this is how you fill out a W-2 or a W-9 or, a 1044. You know what I'm saying? This is how you need to market your music.
Same.
So, you out there, you're freestyling. So through trial and error, I would say that was the best thing that happened for me.
Of course.
It was the longest journey, but it taught me so much.
But you'd rather not be a shithead out here not knowing a damn thing.
Come on now.
Being an idiot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather...
Like a real boss.
I'd rather know what I'm talking about and doing than freestyle some shit and act like I know what I'm doing. So I don't mind.
Exactly.
And then, now that we got things moving and things are going the way they are, I really appreciate, the time that it took for me to get here. You know what I'm saying? Because our value and our stock is finally going up. We're doing way bigger things than before.
Yeah.
Money's been putting on like big 15 to 20, 25 city tours. Just
Dude,
because
that's amazing. And that's like all off the skin of y'all's back.
That's it.
That's all y'all doing that.
Yeah. And
for y'all, for yourself.
And he puts the plays together and we just run them. You know what I'm saying? And, if it wasn't for the pandemic, we'll definitely be on tour again. But, we're not going to stop. So, once all this is done,
you just innovate. You find another way to do some shit,
boom,
make some money.
Yeah, we're going to be back on the road again.
And moving, yeah.
But, yeah, we make mixtapes, pop, shoot them out. Man, I just dropped 3 videos like in the last month.
I saw.
You know what I mean? Just to stay consistent and let fans know that, we're not going nowhere.
Hell yeah. Because you're still on the come up. I mean, you've been rapping forever, but
yeah.
Music, you got a journey through music. It's different,
I'll tell you like
different
this.
levels to it.
One thing that I've learned is that everybody's level of success is going to be different. Yep. We all have a dream to be like in a big ass mansion, maybe live in LA, maybe live in Washington or New York in this big old crib and do all this stuff. And that's tight.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with having dreams.
Sure.
But me as a person, I want to make sure that I keep myself level-headed and realistic on what I can actually grab and do.
Yeah.
And by doing that, I mean not spending more than I have and not reaching out of my way so I'm asked out in the end.
Yeah.
So, if I can't be as big as a Drake, then I have to understand, like, you know what? I don't need to be as big as Drake.
Mm-hmm. I think that comes with growing. I
want to be as big as GT Garza can be. And I want to do the best that GT Garza can do. So I try not to worry about what other people do and how their level of success is great and this and that, because that'll fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That'll mess with your life.
That could fuck everything up. Look, piggybacking on that, like that's a big, big deal.
It is.
I even teach, I teach kids. I teach a lot of people. I still teach dance and all that. So
Bro,
it's like
you got to appreciate what you got.
But what you said was you have to worry about being the best version of yourself.
For sure.
Because if you try to compete with others,
bro,
it's trying to be like, there is a Drake already.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and there's nothing
there
wrong
is
with
this
I'm not
person
saying,
already.
I'm not
we
saying
don't need to be that. We got that person.
I'm not
already.
saying don't compete. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying compete.
Well, yeah,
and do your,
yeah.
Give
but
it your best.
Don't try
Give
to
it
be
your
someone
all.
else. Like, and
For
definitely
sure.
don't try to be someone you're not.
Yes.
Because that you lose in the end.
And you want to always just keep it real with yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I try not to set expectations up for myself because I feel like if I don't reach that goal,
yeah,
then I feel like I failed myself.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll set goals.
Sure.
But ones that I know I'm gonna fucking execute.
For sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I'm like, okay, I know I can do this.
Yeah.
And even with like, like we had signed an artist, Crystal Poppin.
Yeah.
Money got her on a tour with us, and that's when I first met her.
Yeah.
When I first met her, I didn't plan on signing no female artists. I didn't know nothing about signing anybody. I was just like, okay, cool. She just opening up for us, whatever. But when I saw her hit the stage and I saw what she could do, I was like, yo, this is tight. This is something that I could look into and be like, this could be something bigger than what's going on. Mm-hmm. If we could put the vision and set the play up. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really know what it was going to be.
You knew it was something and it had.
But my gut feeling was
touch
like,
that situation.
Yeah. So I went for it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have any expectations, but I definitely set goals and was like, I want to try to make this as dope as I can. Mm-hmm. And if it works out, perfect. If it doesn't,
it looks like it's working out.
Man, it's working.
Everything's working out.
Great.
And this that you know, like, have you seen like have you seen like within yourself? You're like, well, yeah, I love rapping. It's my passion. It's how I got here. But like, have you seen like, okay, maybe I just want to end up being a CEO at some point, like,
always,
and just.
I mean, because there's
like,
so
what's
many,
the next? You know, like it's like an actor. Like I'm an actor. I've been acting. I want to direct my own shit now.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
you know,
music is always gonna be just like Dance With You. It's always gonna be in you. There's nothing that's gonna make you not want to do any kind of choreography and dance to a song. You'll wake up and dance even just because it's in your soul.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think music is something that's ever gonna leave me. It's just something that I need to evolve with and figure out what I'm gonna do next. So for right now, I love making music. I love dropping mixtapes. And this new, label that we got set up, and the artists that we're signing, it's teaching me more about the music business and actually how to move better as an artist.
Yeah, and you're on a boss side of it.
Yeah, you
so
know
you
what I'm
get
saying?
to see this artist here, and you're like, okay, what I'm telling this artist and what I'm doing for him is something that I could also be doing for me,
for
that
myself.
I didn't look at, because you had a different perspective. You're looking at, you're not being the artist in that moment. You're helping the artist. You're guiding the artist.
And even if I can use my platform to build this artist or any artist after me, like that we're just connected to, that's something in itself that I'll be crunk with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's longevity, and in the end, in the music business, that's what we're really looking for.
But it's like a new gift to yourself as well. It's like you just set someone up for
that
success, and it's like if they blow up, it's like you think, like, do you ever think about it? Like, man,
that goes back
does
to
something for your soul.
That goes back to somebody's character. That goes
exactly. But doesn't that, like, to know that, like, okay, it's not like you're here because I put you here. Never.
Never.
But it's like ever. So it's like you did something, and then it's like it was like food for your soul. You're like, man, I'm helping kind of someone's path,
sure,
and they're getting it and they're doing it, and I did what I said I would do for them.
Show
like,
improving.
I could do it, and it's like, damn, I got another calling right now.
Yes,
it's like bigger than, you know what I mean. Like when you're the artist, like me coming up dancing, it was like, I want to dance. I want to be famous. I remember as far back as I think, I want to be famous. I'm going to be famous somehow. I don't know. But then as I've gotten older, I've kind of been like, I want to be I almost want to be like more creative. I want to just create, and I want to give other people's opportunity, because I felt like if I'm like just setting off I got kids that I taught when they were little. They're like grown now, and they're doing things. They're actually doing some things, and they hit me up. They're like, yo, man, it'll be like one thing I told them. I'm like, hey, man, for one thing, do this for sure. Never forget this, or understand that this is going to happen at this point. You just don't worry about this. You keep doing this. You're good. And they come back and tell me, like, they're like, man, you telling me that stuck with me. And, I'm here now.
No.
There's no price tag on that feeling.
Nah, there's not a price tag on it.
Because you get older. As I've gotten older, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking about how I can make the world better, or put like I'm trying to think of the word. Like before I leave, I want to do something to where like I helped the next generation, or just I helped. It's not just for me.
That's one thing I like. That's one thing I like
into,
about music. It's something you can leave behind even when you're not here. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so like,
crazy. Is that kind of crazy to think of? Like you're gone and your voice is like on a.
Bro, I got music.
That's crazy.
I got music called
to me,
Brown Funeral, like where I'm already talking about like I'm dead and what people would think after I'm gone. And I've already written songs where it's like, what are people gonna feel or think of me after I'm done?
Yeah.
And hopefully it's this perspective. So I've already wrote in those situations. So later on in life, when you go back and hear it, people can see that I've already thought about it, projected it, and hopefully that when they heard it, they could understand that I knew when my time was gonna come, or whenever it comes.
You Scorpios.
I'm just saying, like,
you Scorpios, y'all so cryptic, man.
I want to leave this message for you, and this message is this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And whatever I said on that beat, hopefully it can help you in any way possible. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy.
I've already done that. You know what I mean? And a lot of my music is that now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of game. Trying to. I wouldn't say so much of a conscious rapper. But I do, say a lot of things that I want people to feel and understand that I go through that same shit. Like, I'm not going to say I'm the perfect person. No, I got flaws like everybody else.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it in my music, and I'm going to tell you, man, I did some bullshit, or, man, watch people around you. I'm trying to just throw them little game here and there that I've learned.
Like meaningful shit.
Exactly.
Not just I'm on this thing saying this random ass fucking shit. I was relevant for 2 seconds.
It's more like life can be a bitch, so approach it this way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or maybe go it this way. You know what I'm saying? Or when it does hit you this way, look at it like this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's been dope shit, but this shit's got a real message.
Yeah, dog. We trying to talk to the people. And then, we do a bunch of shit, turn up shit, but
I already know.
But my true fans definitely feel us for that perspective. For sure.
I definitely see from like what I've seen just on social media, and like whenever we've talked, something's brewing for you and the label and just everybody around you.
It's going so great right now.
No, I know. And I know I don't know even certain numbers, but it's just there's something bigger than just G or than one person happening here. And I can feel it. I'm like, man,
I'll tell you
this
like
could
this.
be, shit's like, I just feel shit popping.
We recently made a song, me, Coast, artist I signed, and a guy named Buns, who I've been rapping with for a long time.
Yep.
And it's going to come off of a CD that's called Brown by Honor 3.
Yep.
The Trinity.
Yep.
And there's 3 of us on the CD together. I have a couple features on there. But the first song off the CD is called Fuck With a Mexican. And the reason I called that song that was because I want every Mexican person to hear that song and feel like
their true value,
and understand that when they hear that beat, it makes them want to stand up out their seat, pump out their chest, and
be
feel
super
like
proud.
Yeah, like I'm proud to be Mexican. And this is what you get when you fucking with a Mexican person. So it becomes bigger than just me.
Yeah.
It's about the people.
That's huge.
And what it can do for them.
That's fucking amazing, dude.
So this whole, album and the concepts that we're putting out, it's more about them than it is for me. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Because that's about something bigger than you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I want to go out and represent them in the right way. So when they jam it, they can feel like, man, this dude.
I would love for that record to get just played everywhere, because I feel like so many.
Oh yeah, we're gonna, bro. Julian, Julian's gonna shoot the video. We already got it planned. It's finna come out.
These kids need to hear it. This next generation, people need to hear it, so they don't feel like they're second-rate human being.
Anything, you know what I mean? I just want somebody that can relate to the music or hear it and feel proud of it and be like, you know what? I'm proud that I'm Mexican and I can rap this and this is who I am. this represents me the right way.
Hell
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So it's definitely bigger than me, for sure.
That's dope, man. That's
sure.
super dope.
I appreciate
man.
that. But
Because
yeah,
that's
it's cool.
I think that's dope because it aligns with what I think matters in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know me. I used to be a big little show off and just I used to be this kind of guy. But like as I got, you grow up, you mature
For sure.
and then I mean some people do. But I think I've just made it to more of like, just get it off me. What really matters? Like conversations these days are real short with me, or they're either short or they're long like us. We're having a long conversation right now because, first of all, you're my homie from way, way back, and we're talking about meaningful shit.
Mm-hmm.
If I got somebody that to my left, talking about some shit, where the bitches at, or some dumb shit, I'm just like, who's this motherfucker? Don't ever invite him back over here.
Yeah,
me.
for sure.
Don't
for
invite
sure.
me if that motherfucker's gonna be there.
Nah, I'm with you on that.
It's very short. So, like, I'm definitely with that.
Nah, that's live,
But
man.
I'm glad we touched some of that deep shit.
Nah, for sure, man. I appreciate the love.
I appreciate
that the
you
fans,
coming on though, man. Like coming and doing this for me.
Come on now.
I just want to, I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while, and then D just hit me with it. Like I never told him that I was like, I just want to talk shit. Like, cause we've had so many. I mean, think about when we playing Smash Bros. And you
Just
got these dudes going
conversations.
back and forth, and we're in there dying. I'm like, God, I wish I could show everybody this shit right
These
now. How funny
conversations,
this
yeah,
shit is
yeah,
right
yeah.
now. Who wouldn't think this shit was funny?
I would just say stuff like this, man, is great to give the audience, because
Yeah.
they learn a lot from you. They learn a lot from, myself.
You never know who's watching,
And just from each other. You know what I'm saying?
who you're helping, or who.
Yeah, dog. So this
You
is
give 'em
tight,
some-
man.
yeah.
Platforms like this really help open doors for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
When we did the first episode, I even realized how like therapeutic it was.
For sure.
Like sitting here talking like this, I'm like, we just touched some things we never talked about, or we just.
Yeah.
You ever been on the phone with somebody you ain't talked to in a while, and you get off and you're like, fuck, I needed that.
Always.
Like, damn, my soul needed that right now.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
all the day in and day out grind. It was a good break from my normal day. Made you like refreshed to go back out and go stay on the grind.
Always. Always. Sometimes it's not even the best conversations.
No,
Sometimes
it just be you don't even got to be talking about shit.
Yeah. Like, I didn't have the worst conversation and turned around and been like, nah, fuck that. I'm finna make this shit shake.
Yeah,
And I go for it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I think just with, overall with everything we're doing right now, we're very proud to have the label up and running.
Yeah.
Very, very proud to have, myself, Money Mike, Rob G, Crystal Poppin, Coast, Buns, man, the whole squad, man, shout out to Charles Chavez, everybody. The whole gang just working together, building the squad up. We got one goal, and that's just to blow this shit out the water. So
Hell
we
yeah,
we
man.
ready for it, man. 2021, man.
I can feel, bro. I can feel it. I could just see. I'm like, yeah, man. Some things is about to pop. Everything, the pieces are getting set.
Yeah, man.
The label's growing. You said don't stop now. Okay, so
That was nice.
we didn't really get into. We were already homies in school.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that you was a b-boy.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. Okay, if you had to right now, to save your life, could you hit some head spins?
Probably one.
Physically. I'm not saying hey, do it. I'm like,
No,
physically,
like-
are you physically capable to do some head spins? When's the last time you think you just did? You're like, man, let me just fuck around. Real quick.
I probably messed around with b-boying every now and then, like just to see.
Just to see how what am I getting?
See how my bones was working. You know
How's
what
it
I mean?
working?
They there.
Is your balance there?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Like I still got rhythm, and shit
Bro,
where I
because
can-
I'm
I can
telling
do
you,
my
dog,
thing.
because nobody, I
But-
don't even know there's video out there. Like any of your friends watch this.
Nah, there's no.
This boy
footage.
used to b-boy his ass off.
They're never gonna find
fucking head spin, bro. Bro, head spin champ.
it. The only thing that made it to YouTube was like my last few battles. That's it. And I kind of want those taken down, but because I don't want to.
But no, but if
I
you
won
think
all
about
of
it,
them,
bro. But if you, I know.
But I don't. I just rather be,
Yeah.
just, let that shit go.
But if you think about it, dog, it's like this is the things that people want to know. They're like, damn, he did. Like, you just do. Okay, look,
I mean,
you-
truth be told,
the-
b-boying is how I transitioned into.
it all played a part into who you are.
Yeah, into knowing. I want to say rhythm and just beats, and also just making me become a rapper. Because like I said, if it wasn't for YA, I wouldn't have never had an open mic to step to.
Yeah.
And I probably just would have been still in them circles, b-boying. So that little extra, like, oh, there's an open mic every Thursday, made me want to like go more towards rap. And even like when we was going to school, like our last year of high school, like Miss Roberts didn't even make me. I didn't dance nothing. I rapped at one of our shows. Like one of our shows,
the hip hop show.
At the hip hop show, I rapped a song. I didn't dance.
But was it really hip hop?
No. I mean,
oh God, man.
But I'm gonna tell you like
that
this.
lady was the ball change champ.
But let's just say this: what y'all did for. Well, I mean, I can include myself because
of course.
But I mean, y'all brought back trophies to that school. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all started the trophy. We just maintained it.
That what I'm. But
there was new avenues open. There was new things that we experimented, like
there's
having
a lot
little
of
boys ensemble, all that, like.
Because I remember like
quartet type shit.
I remember the football basketball team being cool, but like we
brought
no.
We
brought home the trophies,
bro. Our school, we
brought the trophies home.
We were it.
And that's the thing.
Motherfuckers wearing Letterman jackets from being dancers. That shit is crazy, bro. And not being a
no, but for
not
real,
being a kid on the drill team.
When I'm looking back at it, like everything was new. Like man,
everything was new. Like we were living like it was like a movie.
I wasn't expecting the swim team to come back with no trophy. You know what I'm saying? Like tennis, like that's it.
It was kind of weird. Were you asked? I remember I think it was either Lifetime or some network wanted to shoot a reality show of us.
That was the year after.
I know, but she still wanted to get certain. Like I think they still wanted Nate.
They wanted
maybe you.
I had MTV hit me up about doing a after high school rap hip hop show.
Sure.
And
what the fuck happened with that?
The show never went through. It went through a pilot, and then it just didn't happen. You know what I mean? But I remember going and rapping for them, and they picked me to be one of the like kids that was like still in school.
Yeah.
But doing hip hop and but the show never went through.
Our shit didn't go through.
It happen. They make pilots.
They didn't want to bring camera. They wanted to film us in school, but they thought the age. I remember like my mom had everything on record. Mm-hmm. We were on what, on every news channel.
Yeah,
every news channel over
People
and
magazine.
over and over again. People was in 2004.
People magazine.
We flew up to New York.
Dance did a lot of things for that school. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But it introduced me into. I knew about, like I said, I knew about rap and hip hop, but it took me to YA, which introduced me into the open mics and made me want to rap. And I remember being on a basketball team in 10th grade, because in ninth grade, I had played the whole year. But D was on the A team. I was on the B team, on the scrub team. You know what I'm saying? I knew I ain't had a juice. So it wasn't my thing. Everybody hooped and played football, but it just wasn't for everybody. So I played all 9th grade, and in 10th grade year, that's when I walked into the gym.
Came around, boy.
When I walked into the gym, my mom used to pick me up late because I had basketball practice, and she worked at MD Anderson. MD Anderson is like far from West Side. So, bro, I wasn't leaving school every day until like 8, 9 p.m. at night.
In 9th grade?
In
9th grade?
9th grade, because my mom would have to pick me up from school, and then I had to go home and still do my homework, wake up, and be at school I'm not waking up.
You had no after school type shit happening.
Nothing.
That was crazy.
Nothing. And that's how I fell into the dance studio, because at like 5, 6, 7, y'all were rehearsing. Whatever class it was, the year 2000 or 2001. Y'all might have been there.
We were there in 01, yeah.
So yeah,
I was there.
You were
year
2000.
after you, yeah.
I walked into the dance room, and I was like, literally, it's connected to the gym, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
A dance studio in a goddamn school.
And y'all playing hip hop music, and I'm looking at these dudes doing some hip hop shit, and I'm like, yo, I'm over here playing basketball, and it's turned up in here. And so I was like,
fuck that nigga, because I was a hooper too, hooper football. I was like,
yo, this
I was
live.
Like, peace out.
It was really
peace the fuck out of there.
So I don't know what happened, but I think I ended up talking to Miss Roberts and Mr. Cardenas, our dance teachers, and was like, yo, I think I want to come change my classes, but I don't know how to do it. Yeah. And so Miss Roberts, bro, I'm telling you, I had just came from running outside.
She knew just what to do.
Just came from running outside with the whole basketball team, and we outside, and she comes outside well, I don't know the coach's name. What was the coach's name at the time? The varsity coach.
I'm already embarrassed because I know
Coach
she was
Palmer.
a fucking fool, bro.
Okay, she come outside with the paper and she's like, she passed it to Coach Palmer, and Coach Palmer, he's like, Gennaro Garza, and I go up to the front. I'm like, what's up? He goes, Miss Roberts here is telling me that you're leaving basketball to go dance.
It was on some hoe shit. Hoe ass nigga. He was a hoe motherfucker. Yeah, I remember that
in front
shit.
of everybody.
Yeah, hoe.
He's like, so you finna go dance? And I was like, yeah, I guess.
Straight up hoe.
I guess so. And bro, I took my jersey off. I went in that room and I never looked back.
Hey, she went in there. She said, "Oh, you want to come? You want to pull up in this class? Say less."
And bro,
say less real
in
quick.
front of all them people was like, yo, yeah, he coming.
I got a similar story. Same thing. Football.
Wow.
Football, but I left because I think I had already been. I was doing football and I was already in dance. I was doing both. And then I had to leave early practice, or I had to leave a game early. I had to leave something early to go do one of our shows or some other shit. And then maybe Coach Novak, coach something, and he said Brown's got to leave, go dance with some girls. And then, but see, you know me, I didn't play that shit. You know,
you go dance with some girls. I'll be like, shoot, that's a player shit.
Exactly. No, I hit him with that. No, because I didn't care who the fuck you were, teacher, none of that shit. You know me, I was quick to say some shit. I was like, man, I get more bitches than you. I said something when I'm running, I'm leaving. Wow. I said something like that. I said some crazy shit like that.
It's just soccer,
everybody on the field they're dying. Everybody's laughing.
It's soccer. It's just soccer.
That's laughing at shit. Because, I was already on some I was already on like, I'm not some brute caveman. Like, you must wear speed stick deodorant. You must play basketball. I went on all that dumb shit. I was just like, I can do all the shit. Like, I'll go over here, I'll mingle with these chicks over here. I'll go kick it with the Asians. I'll go over here and kick it I'll kick it with whoever the fuck, these preps over here. I can go anywhere. And I knew that already at that age. I already had that. I knew that shit. I was comfortable. That security. I don't need to be over here. If you want to be popular, you got to be over here. I wasn't on that gay shit, that dumb shit.
I didn't even know what I wanted to do at like 9th, 10th grade. Like when
you're not supposed to.
Exactly.
But
like I think
but I did though.
That's just exactly. That's my point. Like that, me transitioning into going into that room. Yeah. Really like saved my life and made me who I am today, and ended up doing
same
all
here. I think it just set us up for even if that right there wasn't what you wanted to do. It sets you on a path for creativity and it's music. We danced and being a lyricist, all that, it goes hand in hand.
I mean, it introduced me to other elements of hip hop that I fell in love with, and then from that, I was able to make a career from it. And, looking back, dog, it's been a fucking journey. Yeah, but well worth it for sure. Yeah, like, and I'm glad it happened.
Me too, man.
For shit show.
I keep going to Don't Stop Now. So
don't stop now.
Short.
Okay,
we cut it short.
Let me get to this. So back in the Gap, I want to say.
Let me know how you remember seeing it.
I don't really remember too much
the way it started because I got it vivid.
I don't. I know DJ Noble had a beat,
but even before him though, we started making some. Was that the? No. I feel like maybe that was the third song I ever wrote in my life.
So that was the first techno.
So anybody watching, I did music. I started dabbling with music.
Nah, Chris can sing.
But fucking with you, like doing like little skits in your closet.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean? I would do like me, I was like crazy, little Jim Carrey motherfucker, right? You would let me do skits in your closet at Belmont. Mm-hmm. And then I think I went on, when I went on tour with Frankie J right out of high school, graduated. Right away, Steve-O was the keyboardist. Yes. Long story short, I'm singing in the one of our vans to go to one of our shows. There's a girl on there. Her name was Teresa, one of the dancers. I shouldn't name drop, but I did. She was one of the dancers. She just would get on my fucking nerves all the time. And we were singing this anthem, kind of like "Don't Stop Believing," some shit like that everybody you think would know. And we were singing some, and she's singing, and I'm like, this bitch don't know the words. And I'm being, I'm petty at the time. I'm gonna do some petty shit. So I'm singing it properly, but I'm like, this bitch don't know the words. Like and I said that, bro. Everyone, who I'm dancing for, Natalie at the time and Frankie, and I swear it was like it was the weirdest shit. Like they sit like they're facing this way, and then they just go. like that, right? And I'm thinking they're like, did you just call her a bitch?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm tripping. I'm 19. I'm
wild.
I'm on the fucking road. I went from sitting at the desk to fucking, I'm on the road. I'm
yeah.
in what fucking, I don't know what city we're in right now.
Doesn't even matter. I'm there.
Don't matter, going from that to that. So I'm like, oh shit. And then Natalie goes, cause you can sing? And I go, and to me, it's, you know me, I hated corny shit. I'm thinking like, this is some corny shit. What are you talking about? Like, this is the shit you see in movies like that don't really fucking happen.
Yeah.
I go sing in front of a record label. And, I got a gig. Like, I got a deal. Like that bullshit that don't happen. And Frankie goes, for real, Chris, do you need someone to write a song for you, bro? And I'm sitting there like, I'm like, what are y'all talking about? I'm like,
hell yeah.
I'm like, this is so fucking corny. But I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then the other backup dancer, Keto, he's looking at me. He's like, Chris,
I do that.
And he's 10 years older than me. He was kind of like a mentor to me in a way as well. So he's kind of like, Chris. He's like, boy, because I would tell him like, man, I kind of want to. I would watch Frankie perform. I'm like, I could do that. I remember thinking like, I could do that. And I talked to Keto. He never heard me ever before. He was like, you need to act. You an actor. You need to act. And so he didn't really believe in it. And then when he saw that happen, he was like, dude, you was just talking about this. So it kind of made him believe. And I'm like, this is crazy. So Steve-O's the keyboardist. Mm-hmm. I didn't know he was making beats. I don't even think he was also starting some shit on his.
For sure.
Because Happy Perez produced, huge producer on every damn dope song you could think of now. I think was kind of mentoring him, showing him how to get into the production because he was a super awesome musician, Steve-O.
Yeah, he's
played
great.
the shit out the keyboard. I don't know. He could probably play a crazy amount of other shit, but he was just fucking tight. Steve was like, man, let's make a song, dude. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what? And I go to this dude's house. I used to drive all the way to,
Oh, no, he stayed
on
far.
the north side.
No,
like I'm talking about northeast side, like Westlake, Houston.
North Space.
Bro, I remember driving an hour just to go over there and record.
He stayed
not
on
even finish the whole song. Just
Saturn,
and then be like ready
Saturn
to go
Boulevard.
do it again. Ready to do it again. Driving home at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah,
like, listening to what I recorded. So long story short, we got together. He made a song. We made a song, and then like I'm showing it to like D, Saint. I don't know if I even showed you one of the songs. I feel like I would have.
Maybe, dog, for sure.
I feel like I would. So I did that, and then we did like a ballad record. And I show it to Frankie. I go to Frankie's one day. He's like, Chris, would you be willing to submit me the song? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
yes.
I just wrote this is the second song I've ever co-wrote. Like, I think Steve-O wrote the pre-hook. Maybe I wrote the hook. Like he helped guide it a bit. But it's like, I'm like, seriously? Like I've never wrote a song before.
He was dead serious,
and he was dead serious. He even recorded. I have a.
He was dead serious.
MP3 of it somewhere of him actually recording it.
Yeah.
He never put it on an album. I mean, just the fact that he was like,
it's big, bro.
I was like, whoa! I'm sitting in this man's studio. I'm like, is this really how it works?
Yes, it is.
You just put yourself in the right place, and you just
bro.
fucking
Right place,
know
right
the right,
time,
like take them opportunities, like you just take them
dog.
opportunities, and that shit happens.
Yes.
So that shit happened, and then third song comes, Don't Stop Now.
Noble made the beat. You jump on it.
No. Risky made the beat. Risky didn't want to give me the beat. He was just playing in his garage when I went there to listen to other beats.
You know way more than
and
me.
I told him, no. I remember he wanted to work with me. This is when he first wanted to work with me. He showed me a bunch of beats. I'm like, these are cool. I go, but what's that beat you showed me when I came in? He was like, oh, that's just a house beat. I just like house stuff. Don't even worry about that. I'm like, no. Give me that shit. And I was like, I'll do something. I'm listening to Timberland heavy at the time.
Yeah.
Listen to that. Like you just the way you are. Like that record.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and this is something I always thought. I'm like, if somebody raps or does some like dope R&B-ish type shit on like a techno type beat, I'm like, that shit could be hot.
For sure.
And Timberland realized that right then and there. So I remember hearing that. I'm like, no, give me this beat. Next thing you know, I'm like, GT, Boom. Steve-O's tired of me going to his crib all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, gee, if you don't mind, whenever you're not doing y'all's, at the SWAT studio, if you don't mind, just can I record this?
Yeah.
Can I record this at the in the studio? And
Dang,
then you recorded me, and then you started listening to it, and you're like, Chris, can I get on this record? And I was like, fuck yeah. I'm like, that's like a dream come true. I'm like, you want to get on a record with me? Like, I made something good enough that you want to be a part of? So you hopped on that shit.
Bro, that bitch hit the radio.
Hit the radio.
Yeah. And then
Getting love from it, from people. Fucking Chopaholics. What was it? Kool-Aid playing this shit. Bro, Tony Styles on 104 at the time. I didn't even know him. He wanted to play. He played the shit.
The song hit the radio today. Literally, the radio like went out of business. Like that was
Isn't that crazy?
It was the craziest thing.
And
like,
do you understand that how that was non-existent? Like just some dudes making a record. Like it wasn't even like a record pool.
I swear to God, that song would have went further because we had so
100%.
many dope relationships at that station. But it's just the station folded.
But
good shit.
G,
love.
We gonna have to shoot. We gonna shoot again because we got a lot more. We got to cover more. All right,
We halfway done.
love you, boy.
I love you too.
Good shit, man.
Busy.